Um, right. Yeah. Let's continue talking about the functions, right? In Swift, we are here in Charter 4 and functions and enums and reusing code the and in demand. Function allow you to package and specify behaviors and units into Word in a single block and code that you can call from another part to another programs. Function can be standalone and also can be defined as part of the class in a structure and enumerations where they are using and references method. Function let you also break down to complex tasks into a smart and more manageable and also testable unit. And there's also part the way to struct and program with Swift, right? So we have a function. Function it's like a reuse code, and also you can do as another language. If you are new in computer science, you have to understand that the function help you to um, recall it as you need, right? So a function is a block that you can put data, and receive an input and give an output with the return. You can also specify the value that you want to return, and also output, and also the values that you need to input using parameters. You can also modify the original value from a variable, and into that function you can modify it, in case that suppose that you have some variable and you want to increment it. You can use some function to increment or also decrement in case that you need. There's we've been using a function from the chapter 1 and 2 and 3. We were using it, but here's the time where you are going where we are explained. Remember when we used like a built-in function, encounter a function that we use. This is one way to use it, and there's another way like random element. It is like a built-in function that Swift has, in this package, in case that you need. Here is the built-in functions like max and min, so you can check the values, if and also check if which are the less, right, or the minimum of those numbers, right? Let's continue with functions. Yeah, we have for example these values with different. Also, function can help you to reduce code, as I mentioned, and here is the case. So you have two values, so you are going to check in different way how to use it, and here is the way as you do, right? So as you see here, you have some value, and checking also the function. So instead of to call different ways and different and create different condition, you can create the value that you are going to receive and the counter and value that you are going to receive. And also you need to pass that information and you are going to receive the same information. It's like a counter the quantity of items that you want to print it. And here's the example. There's other way to do it, right? Is another example. You can check also if the quantity is greater than 5, and you are going to do some order. If you want, in other case, to print just this one, you have to specify. Please pay attention to the details. We also have something here that called labels. So labels, it's, let me open my, right? So label, it means that you use like a function, and you can create the values that have here, and you have that specific labels. In another language, you don't need it, but in Swift it's so important because you have to specify in the moment when you are going to call it, you need to specify the label. So please pay attention to this specific detail because it's very important, because sometimes we miss it. If you come from language like Java and also JavaScript, they don't need, and don't use it as well. But in Swift, it's very important to do it, right? Just to very quick explanation regarding it. So it's here just to continue and seeing how you can use. Another way to avoid to use label is use that underscore. It is like a saying, yes, don't put labels and just send it. But in the second one, you don't have the underscore. You can put it as well in all the parameters parameters that you want. But in here, in this case, you can put the counter, and here is the counter, right? So yeah, is this. Here's the example as well, right? That you can see. You don't need the labels, yeah, but remember that you need to specify the underscore. Yeah, it's very useful, the function, how to use it. If you are new in this language, the details, you need to pay attention. We can continue also in talking about the in out. What does mean in out? It means that you are going to receive value from out to the function and needs to modify. So you need to specify the value using ampersand. So let's do it some sample here. So if you have, remember that we use programmings, right? It's a very good platform where we can run our code. So yeah, we have here this one, right? And it's scored, right? And we can also declare these values, and we are going to call it. So it means that the values that you have here, you are going to modify, right? So if you says make Bob right like this, and you are going to use ampersand, you can run it. Remember that we put remove label, the underscore, and it works, right? So if I want to print it, yeah, I put just name, right? And it says Bob. So it means that the value that is here is modified, right? So it also use an implicit return. So or no return, but it modified the value, right? So remember, if we like move this value here, we're going to receive first Tim and then Bob, right? So it's without change and after change. Yeah. So taking consideration that in out is very important to use it.